Brian, how's it going?
What's up, Frazer? Hey, good to be here, man. Thanks so much for having me. I'm fired up.
Yeah, so I was just telling Brian before, I was kind of giving him some bonus points before, because last time we did Content and Conversion Summit in 2021, Brian's sessions was the second most viewed, most popular sessions that we did. So had to get him back, and he absolutely crushed it. He serves the industry in a massive, massive way on all things social media. So Brian, we were chatting before, firstly about golf, because we're both avid golfers. We're very, very keen, and the challenge is on to break 80 consistently this year. But I was also talking to you about what are you seeing out there that you're coaching, you're seeing that you're doing that's working on social media right now. And you were talking about curiosity posts. So maybe we can start there.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Again, Frazer, thanks so much for having me back again. Hello to all the folks, all the legends. I think Frazer calls you guys. I'm honored and grateful to be a part of the event. Just so we're clear, yes, Frazer and I did get to play golf together when I visited Dubai, and he still holds the trophy over there in his office. So he's got the bragging rights. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to bow down to Frazer, man. You the man. You the man. There's the trophy. Well, I appreciate it, Frazer. I'm excited, man. Like you said, honored to serve the profession. And, you and I, we've been able to help impact so many folks over the last several years. And when it comes to social media, what I've seen over the last several years that continues to work like clockwork for network marketers is curiosity post. And I always say this, I said, would you rather your prospect on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, would you rather your prospect know all the information by you posting your links and replicated websites and all about your product, and them make a decision based on their perceived knowledge? Or would you rather encourage your prospect, get them to chat privately so that you can control the narrative of the conversation? This is really, really powerful. You and I know this, Frazer, over the years, folks that out there promoting links all over the place, a lot of times your potential prospects, maybe they were interested, but if they have the opportunity to not reach out to you, go to Google, do some research, we all know what they're going to find. They're not going to be very excited or happy about it, and you won't be either. And you've then now lost control of potentially talking to those folks. Here's what I love to say. I would much rather you rely on your skills in conversation rather than you rely on luck, right? Posting your link and just hoping that they go buy something, okay? So here's a couple quick points, 3 bullet points real quick. If you can control the narrative, meaning you make a curiosity post and then you get them into the DMs, right? If you can control the narrative, you can, number 1, ask the right questions. Number 2, you can let them do the talking, okay? And then number 3, as they're doing the talking, they're going to share with you some of their pain, some of their challenges, some of their obstacles. Number 3, you can then make a simple recommendation based on their need. So you see, now it doesn't come across as spammy or salesy, right? So you controlling the narrative is so powerful. This is why I love curiosity posts. So let's talk a little bit about curiosity posts. I firmly believe that they are the best way, the simplest way to generate interest from those who actually want more information about your product or about your business. And the second thing why I really love curiosity post, Frazer, is that they are, you putting a piece of content out there, a curiosity post. I've even got a couple examples, Frazer, I want to share with the folks here today to kind of give them some ideas, right? It's just some cookie cutter stuff. Is when you create a curiosity post and someone comments, they are now giving you permission to share. If they comment, they're like, oh my gosh, this is me. I need whatever you have. What is it? Please tell me more. What's going on? What are you taking? What are you doing on social media to make some money, right? By them commenting, what are they doing? A little sales psychology for you guys, right? They are now giving you permission to share. This is very, very powerful. So let's talk about what makes a great curiosity post. Frazer, I've got 3 bullet points I want to share of what I feel makes a great curiosity post so that you guys kind of have a framework or a guideline, if you will, when you go make your next curiosity post, okay? Number 1, what makes a good curiosity post? Here's a simple formula for you to write down, okay? First part is talk about a time frame, okay? 2 years ago, 6 months ago, last week, 3.5 months ago. Starting with a time frame really puts things in perspective for your reader, okay? The second part of the formula is to then insert some sort of obstacle, some sort of pain, some sort of struggle. Now, here's the cool part about this. Maybe you're newer to your company. Maybe you're newer to using, your products, and maybe you don't have like this amazing testimonial or story or result just yet. This is what we love about our profession. Leverage the story, the testimony, the result of someone else until you create your own. It's totally fine to create a curiosity post about somebody else. And the last part of this formula is to, I like to say, elude, E-L-U-D-E, allude to a solution. Allude to a solution, meaning you're going to portray as if you found something, but you're not going to actually tell them what it is. Okay? Very, very powerful. So quick recap on this formula. Start with the time frame, then insert the obstacle, the pain, or the struggle, and then elude to a solution. Okay? Remember this, that when it comes to curiosity posts, less is more. I think a lot of times, Frazer, you've probably seen this a lot with your clients, they feel like they have to give away and share so much information, when the reality is the shorter, the sweeter, the more concise, the less time it takes your reader to read the curiosity post, the higher the likelihood of them reading it, let alone taking the time to comment if they can relate to it. I'll tell you what, Frazer, one of my favorite types of curiosity posts, and the two examples I'll give you guys today are actually using this strategy, is, on Facebook, we're all very aware of making a post on our wall, on our profile, and using one of those different colored backgrounds, right? Here's what I love about this challenge, is I challenge a lot of our folks to start creating 2 curiosity posts a week with these colored backgrounds, okay? This does one of 2 things. Number one, right? A different color or something like that is going to catch the attention in the newsfeed, okay? That's number one. But number 2 is this is actually going to challenge you, because you're only allowed to put so many characters and so many words with these colored backgrounds. You can't type 6 paragraphs on one of these colored backgrounds. They limit it to literally like 2 to 3 very short, small sentences. So when you run out of space, the colored background goes away. So you're forced, right? You're forced to keep it short. You're forced to keep it simple, okay? Remember, again, less is more, and using a colored background is a great guideline to help you, to challenge you to keep it short. Okay?
It's faceless as well, right? So it's like
totally faceless.
Because a lot of people, I think the early days of curiosity posts was like, like last week I ordered something. That's the insert the time frame, right? And it came. I've been struggling with the obstacle for such a long time. Like, it's coming. I'm so excited to share my results. Like, if you would like to join me on this journey, let me know. Like, and I think a lot of people, especially when they're starting network marketing as well, they're quite scared to do a selfie. Like, a lot of network marketers just take selfies as part of life, right? Take a selfie, okay. Yeah, but the majority of people go to Disney and go see how many people actually take a selfie. It's not very often. People aren't taking selfies as much, but we are because we're marketers. Anyway, mate, sorry. I like that because it's faceless. I like it. I really do.
No, I love it. And I always love your feedback too, Frazer. And you see a lot of what I see. You know what I'm saying? In those posts, like you mentioned, those aren't necessarily, bad or don't work anymore. But, one constant with technology is what? It's change, right? And us as marketers have to adapt. We have to pivot. We have to understand. Some of those types of posts absolutely still work. But I'm all about simplifying, right? And helping you, the network marketers who are watching this training and fortunate enough to be a part of Frazer Summit here is keeping things super simple, right? Frazer, what have you and I learned over all these years? If you and I don't make it simple for our folks, they won't do it. And so you do an incredible job of keeping things simple. I love to do that as well, because we know that if we can keep it simple, the likelihood of the network marketer doing that very thing increases tenfold. And the more folks, Frazer, you and I can get to do these simple activities, like a curiosity post with a colored background, 2 of them per week, right? the more results you and I both know they're going to get. So what do you think, Frazer? Should I give them a couple examples? I got a couple examples, and then I'll kick it back to you. And I know you want to do a little Q&A and stuff, and we'll have some fun. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I'd love to see these examples. It's going to be,
Let's do it. Let's do it. So again, I want you to imagine, if you're watching this, imagine your Facebook profile. You just chose your colored background of choice. Okay. These are going to be short and simple. And the ones that I'm about to give you aren't just ones that like I decided to just make up for the record. Like these are actually ones, Frazer, that I helped some folks create, and they generated each of these curiosity posts. Okay. And these folks are, you know, they're not newer to network marketing, but they're not like top earners. They just have an average, you know, following, couple thousand friends on Facebook, like nothing crazy, right? Okay. And they both used these posts, and each one generated 8 leads and signed up 4 of those 8 leads as new customers within the first 24 hours. So ooh. I don't want to just like say, hey, here's a couple of posts, go try them. I'm saying here's a couple of posts that 2 other network marketers used, 2 different companies, 2 different types, and they generated some great conversations. Okay, so let's talk about example number 1. I won't say company names, but I will say that this first example, this person was in like a CBD or a wellness type of company. Okay, they had CBD wellness types of products. Okay, so here's exactly what they said. And what I want to do, Frazer, is when we're done, I'd love to somehow just copy and paste these examples and get them to you so that you can provide them for all those a part of your event. So maybe they're not having to frantically try to copy these down. I'm gonna give these to Frazer so you guys can have them. Okay. So example number 1, again, CBD wellness type of product. This is what this particular gal wrote in quotations. Exactly 2 years ago, I was completely stressed to the max and anxiety levels at an all-time high. I'm so thankful to have finally found something that gives relief naturally. If you can relate, hang in there. There is hope. End quote. Okay? This is powerful. We're going to break this down. Let's go back to the formula that I shared earlier, right? Time frame, obstacle, allude to a solution. I want to like go through the formula and show you exactly how she followed this. So what's the first sentence? She said exactly 2 years ago. Then she inserts the pain, the struggle. She says, I was completely stressed to the max and my anxiety levels were at an all-time high. So that's the first 2 parts, right? The time frame and the pain, the obstacle, the struggle. Now the last part, alluding to having found something. What does she say? She said, I am so thankful to have finally. What does this mean? Little sales psychology, little copy tip here for you, right? Okay. To have finally, this is insinuating that she's tried a lot of other things. I'm so thankful to have finally found something. Mm-hmm. That's her indirectly saying, I've tried everything under the sun. That gives me relief naturally. So she's saying, hey, I've found something that finally works. And then she adds a little bit of her own spin at the end. She said, hey, if you can relate, hang in there. There is hope. She's talking directly to the people who also are stressed out, have high anxiety levels, have tried everything under the sun, still not maybe getting the relief that they are seeking. And she's alluding to basically saying, I've got what you need. That is powerful. No mention of product, no mention of even, CBD, no mention of any of those things, because we can't do that, because then you'd be making claims and all this stuff, right? The goal of a curiosity post, there's one goal. Get your ideal new customer to raise their hand and give you permission to share. That's the only goal of a curiosity post. The goal of a curiosity post isn't to try to sell someone. The goal is to just get your ideal new customer, in this case, to raise their hand. Like I said, 10, 12 comments she had, 8 of them were interested or curious. She took it to the DMs and she signed up with 4 of them within 24 hours. Pretty powerful. I mean, come on now.
You know what I love. You know what I love about this is I would say, and this is a big bingo moment for me, and I hope it is for those of you listening in who are having those moments of, oh wow, I've never done this before. I've done it and it's not worked for me. This is what I love. The last line, if you can relate, hang in there. There's hope. Not comment fire emoji below if you would like more information. That, as much as I kind of like it on maybe Instagram and different platforms or whatever, in particular, this we're talking about Facebook, although it'll work on different platforms as well. Like, I think people are tired with the, okay, like, you're making it easy, yes, but if you are struggling with this, if this is you, if you are that ideal customer, you're going to comment whether you're told to or not. And I just think it's like I think that's just amazing. And I hope that you guys have made a note of that. Because I certainly have. I've made loads of notes, but that was like that's one that's got a star on it next to it. So super cool, mate. You had a second example as well, right?
Yeah, we good? Should I share one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you think they want one more? Do you think that maybe they're kind of getting the hang of it, or should we just kind of let them hang for a minute?
I want the other. I don't know about everyone else watching, but I do. This is gold, mate. You know I love it every time you open your mouth. I think it's just absolutely solid gold, and I just think it's amazing. So yeah, let's do it.
I love it. I hope that first example was helpful for all of you, that you can think about your product, your service, even your business, right? And see how you can kind of plug and play using the simple formula that I shared earlier: time frame, pain, struggle, allude to a solution. Like, if you use this for your curiosity posts, it's going to be so simple for you to just kind of plug and play your thoughts into that. I mean, even take the framework of that first one. Again, my goal is to make this so simple for you. You're probably sitting there thinking like, why didn't I think of this? That's what most people think of, right? Okay, that's what Frazer and I are here for, to make your life easier, right? So let's talk about this second example. But before I share that one real quick, Frazer, I just want to say how much I loved what you just shared. I also agree that, Facebook specifically, even maybe more so on Instagram now, people are kind of, I don't want to say they're getting tired of it, but like everything is, comment a fire emoji, comment this, like I think what have we learned here? Those aren't bad. We can still use them. But if our content is good enough, we don't need it.
Right.
So in example number one, I felt like that was good enough. We didn't need a call to action, if you will. So let's talk about example number two. Now this particular gal was in a lashes company, just to kind of give you an idea. Two completely different spectrums. We did CBD wellness. This next one, she was selling lashes, is really, really powerful. So here's the example. Example number two, in quotations: just 6 weeks ago, my lashes were barely even visible. I was almost embarrassed to even go out with the girls. I literally tried everything, or so I thought. What I just found is blowing my mind. Just 2 days of wearing these and have already gotten 5 compliments from strangers. End quote. And then I don't have a microphone, Frazer. I got a pen, so I think I'm just gonna drop the pen.
Yeah.
This is powerful. Let's review this real quick again. Remember, time frame, pain, allude to a solution. Time frame on this: just 6 weeks ago, my lashes were barely even visible. And then she talks about the pain. I was almost embarrassed to even go out with the girls, right? Her friends, her girlfriends. She said, I literally tried everything. And then there's a little curiosity right there, or so I thought.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful, right? Just 2 days of wearing these, and I've already gotten 5 compliments from strangers. This is very, very powerful. Little sales psychology. How many, females, males, whatever, how many of us would love more genuine compliments from strangers? We all would. So think about her in this post, almost being embarrassed to go outside, go out, hang out with her friends, go to the local, bar or whatever to hang out, go to a concert. She's embarrassed, right? So lack of confidence. This is big. And then after just 2 days of actually finding these, she said, she's already gotten 5 compliments from strangers. So your ideal new customer who also thinks their lashes aren't up to par, they never get compliments from strangers, are sitting there thinking, that's what I want. That's super powerful.
Yeah, that is awesome. And the same happened to this woman. She had like 10 people kind of like reach out, and then a bunch of them became leads, and then she got a handful of sales as well.
100%. Yeah. 10, 12 comments, eight people commenting, 8 of the 10, 8 of the 12 saying, oh my gosh, what is it? My lashes are terrible. I'm embarrassed to go outside. My husband said something about my lashes the other day. What are you using? What have you found? No one's ever complimented me on my lashes. I got to figure out what you're using. Like, these are the types of comments that people are leaving. She takes it to the DM. It's a done deal.
Yeah, but I love this. Hey, I really appreciate you. In the next part, in the All Access Pass, I really want to talk more about like what happens if people aren't getting comments. They've tried this before, but they haven't got comments. So, hey, I just want to say I appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much for your time. And we'll start the next interview in a second.